Intel locations for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. There are 33 total intel in the game, 3 on every one of the 11 levels. So on this first level, Pyrrhic Victory, at the very beginning of the level, look to the right side of this hill that you're charging up at the very start, and next to this overturned truck, in the crater where the mortar presumably exploded, you'll find the first intel. The second intel, on the boat, on the second deck, over there in the corner. And the third intel, as you're running away to the river, this is the second place you have to stop. Go to this far right little treehouse sniping spot, and at the top of the ladder is the final intel for the level. Intel locations for the level Solarium. At the start of the level, you'll be directed to access that helicopter's turret, and right next to the helicopter, in this little cave, is the first intel. Second intel, after you break through a couple doors,
we need to get our techs working on analysis.
You'll probably pick up some active camo. Then you'll get ambushed. After you kill all those guys, you run forward a little bit, and the intel is in this office on the left. And the third intel is in this area where you rescue the scientist from the crate. After killing all the enemies that appear after that short cutscene, run to the back of the room, and in this newly opened area is the third intel. Intel for the level Old Wounds. At the start of the level, you're going to ride on horseback for a little bit and follow your partner to this little cave.
This way.
After talking to Zhao for a while, going through a little cutscene with them, you'll be given control of your character again, and the intel is in that cave. Second intel, this one's a little bit trickier to find. At one point, you'll have to defend the base, and directly out in front of the base, you'll see this kind of rock and this red flag. And run over anybody that gets in the way, jump off your horse by holding X, and then right next to the red flag is the second intel. The third intel, late in the mission, you'll have to get off your horse and retake an ammo cache, and you'll be directed to get back on your horse, and in a small cave right by where your horse is waiting for you is the third intel. Intel for Time and Fate while rampaging as Menendez. You're going to run through this burning horse barn, and towards the exit of the horse barn, on that little cart, is the first intel. Second intel, after you've gained control of the US soldier, you're going to run through this, run up to this mission, and up this ladder here. Up in the bell tower is the second intel. And the third intel, down in the coke lab, in this first room, with all the coke dust floating everywhere. In the back corner, there's this small room that has the third and final intel for the level. Intel for Fallen Angel. As soon as you get control of your character, in the very first room of the level, just turn right, and it's there on the shelf. Second intel, after you tap X to get out of the way of that bus that's getting thrown down the street by all the water, the intel is just ahead on the right. And the third intel, after you go back out onto the flooded street, normally this street is being patrolled by a couple of drones that will just absolutely tear you to pieces. You can see the bank sign up on the wall. After you get back into a secure area and you avoid the two drones, the intel is in the rubble straight ahead. Intel for the mission Karma. After using the remote control spider, you're going to have to come to this room with all this glass and eventually use that computer to do the Minority Report style computer navigation, and the intel was there on that back right wall. Second intel, quite a bit further along in the mission, you're going to come to this mall, and on the lower floor of the mall, in a shop that looks like it's called Dope, in the back behind the registers is the second intel. And the final intel is out in this courtyard when you're chasing down DeFalco. If you go up this final set of stairs, you've gone too far. It's on this little kiosk. This one's really hard to explain because there's not a lot of landmarks around it. But you can see that this set of stairs up here, when you go up there, that's where you either catch up to or miss DeFalco. Intel for the level Suffer With Me. Like every other level, there's 3 intel on this level. After dropping through the skylight, make your way around the airplane hangar. And before going outside on the second level of the airplane hangar is the first intel for the level. Now the second intel, this one's quite a bit trickier to explain because this is a very open part of the level. There's a lot of different ways you can go, and there are not a lot of great landmarks by where this intel is. If you see a large red church towards the end of this section, you're close. So just kind of follow where I'm going, stay to the left side and follow this main road. You might see that large globe over there on your right. Follow the main street, and after the street ends, go up these stairs. And in this building right here, on this desk, is the second intel. If you go outside, you'll see the large red church that I was talking about. And you can see this little square. And the final intel, after you follow Noriega into the building, you're forced into a forced walk situation where you can't run or sprint or anything like that. Just keep going straight as they go around the corner. And in this bombed out building is the final intel for the level. Intel for the level Achilles Veil. 3 intel, as per usual. As soon as the level starts, run forward and slightly to the right, and in this room, near where the active camo is the first intel. Second intel, after deciding the fate of Fareed, run forward a bit. Now this is a guided path, there are no alternative ways to go. You'll normally see a dude shooting at you through that window. And behind him, and behind these crates, is the second intel. And the third intel, further along in the level, you make your way out onto these cliffs, and this is the second building that you come to outside. Not the final building before the bridge, right in the middle. Go up to the second floor, and on the back side of the building is a ladder up to the roof. And near a couple other Marines is the final intel. Intel locations for the level Odysseus. The first intel is in the bridge of the ship, near the beginning of the level, or the cockpit of the ship if you're not familiar with nautical terminology. It's right next to one of the major objectives that you have to complete during the mission. Second objective, after you decide the fate of Briggs, either by shooting him in the leg or shooting him in the face, you'll regain control of the main character and then exit this area. And then up here on the right, up a short set of stairs, is the second intel. And the final intel of the level, after taking this very slow elevator up to the deck of the ship, stay on the right or the starboard side of the ship or aircraft carrier, and eventually you'll come to a downed airplane or helicopter, and in the middle of it is the final intel. Intel location for Cordis DA. Now you can choose to either snipe or rappel down at the very beginning here. It doesn't matter which one, but either way, when you get to the bottom of the highway, Just a couple feet in front of where you get down. On the left side, you pass this bus by this burned out SUV. Behind the burned out SUV is the first intel. Second intel, after you recover from the SUV accident, come out to this main street, and in this hotel on the left, by the check-in desk, it's the second intel. And the final intel, notice I conveniently cut out killing all the guys in this area. Run forward a bit through the plaza downtown and the LA signs. Go up the stairs on the left through this Shops at the Plaza sign. Go up the escalator. And on the right is the final intel for the level. Now the intel locations for the final mission of the game, Judgment Day. From the very beginning of the mission, just run up these stairs and turn to the right, and you'll see a building on the right that has a bunch of dudes in it shooting at you. And on the second floor of this building, marked 27, you can see it on the side of the wall there. On the second floor is the first intel. Second intel, it's in this main control room with all these huge TVs on the wall. Before going to that objective, up the stairs, about halfway up in this main control room, on this desk here, is the second intel. And the final intel of the game, fight your way through a ton of dudes and a bunch of camo dudes, or invisible dudes, into this kind of circular room that has some stairs leading up to the very end of the game, but instead you want to go down, make your way to the back of this circle, and on this crate in the very back is the final intel. Now, you don't get the achievement until you finish the level, but after seeing the ending, you get the final achievement and the 20 gamer score. Congratulations.